Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Fer and this is a confetti cannon. And confetti cannons are really cool. What you do is that you twist this thing and then, well, confetti comes flying out. I used two of them in one of my previous videos about deciphering Phyrexian. That left me wondering, how do these things actually work? What happened when you twist this thing? And that's what we are going to find out in this video. But first, instead of starting opening this one, which is the only unexploded cannon I have left, I'm going to start first opening these two cannons that are already spent. These are the ones that I used in the video. And we are going to see how much we can learn from these ones, and then at the end I'm going to open the third cannon, which is the unexploded one. Okay, so the first thing I notice is that beneath this very thin seal there is apparently this cardboard protection or something. That's interesting. Then looking at the inside, I see nothing. I see nothing but just like an empty cylinder, and then at the bottom there's a lot of confetti. So let's just pour all of that out. This is some confetti that wasn't used. Oh, can you hear that? I'm gonna shake it next to the microphone so you can hear it. Interesting, it sounds like there's some metallic pieces inside. Oh, and I can sort of see them, but they are not very visible in the camera because there's very light there at the bottom. But don't worry, okay, so I'm going to start peeling these things off. Okay, here is the part that you actually twist. Before uncovering this thing, I want to analyze better what's going on in the inside. I think you can kind of sort of see it there. But I think I'm going to have to somehow break this. Okay. Oh, there was an easy way to break this. I think now you can see that we have a certain mechanism here. Okay, let me see if I can make this even more visible. So this is very interesting. It has actually metal pieces inside. There's an actual mechanism in here. I like that. I really like that. I like machines and stuff like that. Okay, there's also... Okay, I don't know if you guys can... Well, I don't think you can see it, but I can feel it. I can feel some sort of dust in my fingers. I don't know if that dust is because of the mechanism, or maybe it's because of the cardboard. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, so we have this mechanism. So how does this thing actually work? Can I take it apart? Okay, I cannot take this thing apart. It moves, and it moves over on top of this thing. And yeah, there's definitely some substance in there, which is kind of sticky. But it seems to be held in place by this plastic thing. Okay, let's keep breaking it apart. Now, one thing that I wonder is, why does it have a seal on the bottom as well? Like, I understand why it would have a seal on the top, like this one, but they also have a seal in the bottom. So let's see what's that about. Let's try to remove the seal on the bottom. All of this is metal. Interesting, all of this is metal. Okay, so it's just for aesthetic purposes, maybe? But this seems like strong metal. Like they really don't want it exploding from behind, which makes sense. They want to force explosion to go up by putting a lot of resistance at the bottom. Also, they have some staples here. I don't know if you can see it. That thing, that's a staple. That's and yeah, here are several staples that are holding in place the cardboard to the metal base. I really hope this substance is not very toxic, because whatever it is, it's getting on my fingers. I'm gonna have to wash my hands later. Oh, interesting. Look, there's a bunch of confetti stuck here in between these things. That was a little unexpected. That tells me that, what does that tell me? That tells me that in the factory or wherever they make it, like they put this thing with the cardboard, and then the confetti comes from the top and falls on top of it, but some of the confetti falls in between, like in the gap between the cardboard and the base, and it got stuck there. So that's something we learned about the manufacturing process that we didn't know before. Look, there's more confetti here in between these things. I know that what happens is that you twist it. Can I keep twisting it? Okay, yeah, of course you can keep twisting it. Makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I can twist this thing all I want. And what happens when I twist it? Not much. I don't feel anything. I thought I would feel like a gear turning or something, but no, I don't feel anything turning. Yeah, it seems like I should be able to remove this plastic thing from the metal thing. It's tight, but yeah, it should be possible. Just give me a second.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh, we did it. We did it. It came off. So now, how was this thing held in place? Okay, I see how this works. Okay, so this plastic thing goes, it's like, how do I call it? Well, the metal piece and this plastic thing fit together in such a way that you can take it off going below, but not by going on top nor going to the front. But since there's already something at the bottom, so it cannot go anywhere, but it can sort of jiggle around, which is interesting. Why would you want this thing to be able to jiggle around? Like, is there a purpose to that? Also, we can see that this container has a sort of, how do you call it? Wings here. And then this thing is supposed to be, how, like this maybe? Okay, interesting. You cannot fit this thing immediately like this. It just doesn't go inside. But if you put it like this, like, okay, let me start over. You cannot put this thing like this. This, it's simply like the wings here don't allow it to go inside. But they can fit together if they slide like this, and then you can twist it, and now it's held in place. But why? Oh, okay. I get it. Okay, so when you twist it, you are actually moving it like this, right? Like originally, it's probably like this, it's held in place. But then when you twist it to release the confetti, it goes like that. Huh. And then, but why? Because I understand that, okay, here in this it's held in place, and then you twist it, and then this comes off, and that releases the explosion. Oh, probably. Okay, this is my working theory. This has some pressurized gas inside, and then this is stopping the gas from escaping. And then when you move like this thing can move up, and then the gas escapes, and then the confetti comes out. But the thing is, how is this thing stopping the pressurized gas inside? Because look, this thing has a hole, and this whole contraption doesn't seem very airtight. So, okay, theories. Maybe there was some other kind of seals around this thing. And then when you twist it and all the confetti comes out, those seals came out, and I didn't notice them, and I vacuumed them along with all the confetti because I didn't notice, because I didn't know to look for those things. That's one possibility. Or maybe there's some kind of other way that this is airtight, or maybe, yeah, I'm pretty confident this is pressurized gas. Okay, let me look inside this thing, or like, can the camera look inside this? No, not really. Okay, guys, I've been looking inside this thing, and here's what I can tell you. First of all, I can see some kind of yellow thing, and I imagine that's some kind of glue or resin that they use to keep to seal this thing, maybe. Or maybe it's a product of the gas inside this reacting with something else. But that's doubtful. I imagine they would use pressurized nitrogen. And nitrogen, like N2, doesn't react with many things that I know of. Or at least not like it's not very easy. and it's some of that yellow thing seems to be at the bottom. So yeah, it could be some kind of nitric compound, because like let me tell you something. Like, if this was only glue that they used to seal this thing, I would expect to see that near the top, and I do see that near the top. But the problem is that I also see that yellow thing at the bottom of this thing. So that makes me wonder what's going on. But other than that, it seems to be completely empty. There doesn't seem to be any more mechanism or any more pieces. So anyway, let's try to let's do the same with this other one, and let's see if there's something else we can learn, or maybe it's exactly the same than before. And also, let's look for the seal. Look, for example, this thing here. Okay, maybe it was too easy, but look, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it, like, because of it shines, but it's completely transparent. And that's weird, because the confetti is not usually transparent, because you want to see it. So, could it be the seal? Like, I just poured it up and I found it. I just poured it and I said, oh, look at that, a transparent confetti. This might be the seal. This might be the what was keeping the seal airtight. What was the metal piece? Could it be that it is about the right size? And now that I put it, I think you can see it now. Now that I put it on top of this metal thing, I spoke and it flew away. Anyway, you saw it in the camera that it, when I put it on top of this thing, that it looked a little yellowish. Oh, here it is. It was stuck on one of my fingers and I didn't feel it. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna try not to lose this thing, because yeah, I think this is the seal. And it has like a yellowish tone, which is interesting because remember, I see something yellow at the bottom of the canister. Yeah, it's a gas canister. I hadn't recognized it as such, but it is, right? Or maybe it's just a yellow confetti that didn't form properly, that was cut incorrectly and wasn't colored correctly, and that's why it is transparent. Yeah, maybe it's just a mistake and I'm looking way too deep into it. But who knows? So when we open the unopened confetti cannon, the thing that we are more interested in finding out is what's keeping the gas inside the canister. That's our main concern, that's our main question to answer. Oh, okay, no guys, this is fascinating. I know it looks the same as before, but there's one key difference. Do you see it? It seems that these, I cannot just start, I need to figure something better to say than just metal piece. But this metal piece, metal seal, has stuck on it some yellow thing. And this transparent thing that we found is kind of yellowish. Sorry, I wasn't showing it to the camera. But, okay, so what happens is that this metal seal has some kind of yellowish thing stuck to it. And the seal we found has a kind of yellowish tone. So maybe, this was stuck there. And maybe they use confetti to seal it as well. It would make sense in a material sense. You don't have to buy a different thing just to seal this thing. You can use it with the same confetti you already have at the factory. That's kind of genius, actually. And then you take some of this confetti and then you stuck it you use it to seal this thing. Also, another thing to notice is that the previous one I started moving it around, but this one I haven't twisted it since I fired the cannon in the video. And check this out. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can show you by lifting this. But look the alignment of the wings in the canister. And look this thing. So they are aligned in the release position, right? They are not aligned in the hold position, of course not. So, okay, this pretty much confirms or hypothesis of how this thing works? Okay, I also noticed something else. Look, can you see that? Below the metal seal, it's another yellow confetti. And can I remove that? No, I can't. No, I could. Okay, that might be a coincidence, that there was a yellow confetti below this. But this thing, no, okay. I was gonna say it was stuck, or it was glued on, but it wasn't glued on. I just moved it. I'm not sure, like, okay, all of this is circumstantial evidence, doesn't confirm anything, but we have to keep it in mind when we go to the last one. Is there anything else we can learn? Well, there's more confetti here. But yeah, I like the idea that somehow the seal uses the same material as the confetti, because this is a confetti that is kind of like some kind of plastic maybe, and it's not paper confetti. And it makes sense that if you have a factory and you're making these things, you buy a ton of this material to use as the seals, but then you think, well, why don't we just cut some of it and we also use it as the confetti? You buy just one product and you can use it as more things. It makes it easier. You don't have to buy more products from more people. And look, there's even more confetti. Here's like to the sides. Interesting. So I like the theory that the confetti is the seal, but I also don't like it because it's not enough. Like, okay, maybe you have a seal here at the top, but that's obviously not enough, because look, this thing might be held in place, but this is not airtight. Even if you put some kind of seal in here, you would need a seal on top of this as well. So that's what we are looking to find there, some kind of seal. And so this is my working theory now. My working theory is that originally this thing looks something like this. It has some seal made of confetti on top of it. Let me see if I can put a confetti on top of it to show you what I mean. Okay, yeah, right there. So there's a confetti on top of this thing. And then at the factory, like either people or machines come and they move this thing, and the seal is below. But no, wait, how does turning it break the seal? Well, maybe if it's a long piece of confetti, something like this. And then you put this thing, and then you like wrapped it over, right? Kind of like that. So it's stuck both to the opening of the canister, but it's also tapped to the metal seal. And then when you move it, you are forcing the confetti seal to move as well. So here at this point it was like that, but then you move it and the metal seal comes off along with the confetti seal. Both seals, the metal one and the confetti one, come off, and that allows the gas to be released. That makes sense. But now comes the moment of truth. Now we have to test our theory with a real cannon. And I only have one, and I cannot buy another one. So let's hope this actually works. And also another thing that I'm extremely worried about is accidentally activating it. I really don't want that to happen. Interesting. That means if my theory is correct, then this seal, I originally thought that maybe this seal, like if you open it, then the confetti cannon doesn't work anymore. But if my theory is right, this seal is just here to hold the confetti in place. It needs to be something that is easy to break, so that it can, well, break and the confetti can come out. But in theory you can break it, and it shouldn't be a problem as long as you don't pour out the confetti. But part of me is also worried that if I open this seal, it will go off. So, moment of truth, I guess? No? Okay, no. Oof. Oh, interesting. Look at that. Can you see in the camera? No? Do you remember that I previously had mentioned this cardboard thing? Here it is. It was in one of the cannons. And now it's interesting because now we open this one and we didn't see this thing, but now I see it. It's there, it's at the bottom, it's like halfway. Here it is. Interesting. Why would I put it halfway? Why would I put it halfway? And you pour some confetti, then you put this thing, and then you put more confetti. Maybe the idea of this is that, okay, so this thing is around this height in the container. So you twist it, the gas is released. It pushes the confetti against this thing, and like it allows a sort of pressure buildup. And then this thing gives up and the confetti comes out. Because I think that if you didn't do that, if there wasn't this thing here, then maybe what would happen is that the gas would push through the confetti and break the seal. And sure, some of the confetti would come out, but not much of it. I think that by having this stuff in between, that pressure buildup, and also this thing, if it comes out, it will also push a lot of confetti. But so yeah, that pressure buildup guarantees that a lot of the confetti will come out. I kind of wish I have another one and that I could just open, remove this thing, two more. I would need two more to test this theory. I would need two more, and I would open both of them. In one of them I would leave this thing, and in the other one I would remove it but leave all the confetti, and then see the difference when I activate both of the cannons. And the difference of that would tell me what's the use of this thing. So if you want to watch that video, please subscribe and give me a like. Consider, I don't know, joining in Patreon, something like that. Also, by the way, I'm selling these altered cards, Scorch altars. So a little bit of a plug right there. We sell altars of magic cards. So if you are not into magic, you don't know what it means, it's fine. You don't have to like it. But just in case you're interested, that also helps us out. And yeah, maybe I will make that other video. But only if this one... But I will only make that other video testing the theory if this video becomes popular enough. So I don't know, if you want to watch another video, give this one a like, subscribe, ring the bell, you know, all the stuff. Now, I have to be careful, really careful. I don't want to activate this accidentally. Okay, look at that. We have the metal seal. And what I really want to know is like, it's just I need to get closer so that we can have a better, so we can take a better look at that. By the way, the dust I mentioned before, I'm pretty sure it's just cardboard, but who knows? Maybe there's also some of that yellow compound. Okay, careful, careful. Interesting. So there's definitely something blocking this thing, and I'm feeling it. It feels like some kind of glue. I need to take a closer look. Dun 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 dun. Careful, careful, careful. Like, I don't know how dangerous is what I'm doing. I hope the answer is not too much. Okay. Let's think about this for a second. There is some kind of seal holding together the metal seal and the top of the canister. And interestingly, my theory about the wrap around seal was not true. That was just circumstantial evidence because one of the metal seals had that yellow thing on top. Whatever, fine. But we know that there is a seal. And if I twist this, it's going to break. And the thing is, I really want to take a look at it. But how can I take a look at it? Like that's a question. Okay, that's the question right now. How can we take a look at the seal? There isn't a lot of wiggle room. Like, this thing is very firmly held in place by this seal. And this seal, like, you can see that it's this little black dot. I feel it, and it feels like glue or something. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. And I can only do it once, so hopefully it'll work out fine. I'm gonna point this thing that way, and then I'm gonna twist it. And let's see what happens. I'm so nervous. No, but I also, because it's just, if I point it up, I could damage the camera. Maybe if I point it like this, the camera can see, but at the same time, it's not directed towards the camera. Okay, I already twisted it, and nothing is happening. Okay, which way was I supposed to turn? Because I'm trying to turn it. Oh, it's that other way. Okay, let's see. No, definitely I'm twisting it in the right direction. Hello guys, me from the future here, editing this video. I just wanted to tell you that when I detonated the confetti cannon, my camera stopped working. I got really scared, I thought I broke it, but luckily it just turned off. And I was kind of sad that apparently it didn't record the explosion. But I thought that, well, maybe the audio recording was fine, because I always record the audio both with my camera and with my microphone. But here, let me show you what happened with the audio recording. So all of this is, you can see, it's just me talking. So it looks fine. But then here is the moment of the explosion. And for the rest of the recording of the microphone, I don't know what happened. Maybe someone who knows more about audio engineering could explain it to me. But apparently my microphone got stuck with the same sound. So it is the sound you just heard. And it's just that for the rest of the video. Thank God I recorded the video twice. If not, I don't know what I would have done. But yeah, very interesting. If anyone knows what's going on here, please let me know, because I'm perplexed. And thankfully I tested my microphone later, and it works normally. So thankfully my microphone wasn't damaged. So yeah. But now let's go back to the video. Okay, so I don't know how much of that was in camera, because apparently the impact, the shock wave was so strong that my camera turned off, for real. So I don't know how much of the explosion was recorded, but let's see. Apparently, like, I moved it, and the seal came out, and of course the explosion happened, the gas was released. But here's the thing, there's no trace of the seal anywhere. Like, I looked for it for a while before starting the video again, but I cannot find it. And like, it was pointing this way, like, what happened to it? And I really been looking for it, like, I just cannot seem to find it anywhere. And I didn't expect it to be intact, but now I suspect that maybe it broke into way too many pieces, or pieces that are way too small. And with all of this thing here, I just cannot find it. But okay, but let's review what we learned. What we learned is that the way the confetti cannons work is that you have a gas canister that contains some pressurized gas, and then you have this metal seal, and like in between them they put some kind of glue or something. And I'm curious, how do you do that? Because okay, you put the gas inside, and then how do you cover this before the gas comes out, right? Like, I like to know how they do it. But regardless, so they end up with this canister and this thing, and there's that kind of a glue seal in the middle. And then when you twist this thing, when you twist it, the glue seal comes off from the top of the canister, and that allows all the gas to be released. And apparently, that's how confetti cannons work. But now I am more curious about how they are made in the first place. How do they get the gas inside and then cover it with this thing? Why do they put this thing in the middle of the cannon? Anyway, those are some questions that we just have to. Maybe we will find out the answer somewhere else. But if you like this video, please subscribe and give me a like. If you want me to test my theory about why this thing is in the middle of the cannon, I don't know, tell me in the comments, and if enough people seem to like that idea, I'll probably make that video. And yeah, I guess thanks for watching. This video, like all my videos and my live streams, is brought to you by my Patreons: Oti Matiosum, Matt Zweig, Daniel H. McGillivray, Marlo Brown, Valerie Hyde, David Saunders, and T. Highfield. All my Patreons, thanks 1,000 times, thanks 1,000,000 times.